Hi Chihuahuas. So this is the YouTube Pagan Challenge week journaling. I don't know the number. That's okay. Not a biggie. I will look it up. But it's about journaling. And I'm not looking at this question as being a question prompt, actually. I'm looking at more as a kick in the butt prompt. And that'll be understood as I kind of get into it. I'm going to start out. I had to really think about this a bit before starting this. And I'm going to go back in time to when I was a child. I'm going to go through my personal history involving journaling, okay? When I was a child, I kept a diary like a lot of kids do. It's my little secret book with my thoughts, and mostly it was about boys and that kind of stuff. Not anything important. As I got older, I got into wall calendars. I know that sounds a little weird, but it is weird. I guess I'm weird, so whatever. And I didn't do it on purpose, but the typical wall calendars that I don't think we do it as much anymore, but we used to always have hanging like in our kitchens and stuff. I would just write the heck out of them. Every day was filled with the day's activities, the plans, all through the margins and everything. All the way around, I'd have phone numbers, names of people I'd met, things I wanted to remember, all the way around the margins, on the bottom, into the pictures, the whole bit. The back pages, those books were just absolutely filled. And at the end of the year, came down to our time to pull the calendar down and toss it. I couldn't do that. And it really resonated with me that, sorry, hey, stop it. Sorry. Can you take your bone somewhere else, please? It resonated with me. I'm sorry. I don't think I can make a video without her participation. It was part of my life. She's got her bone that she has to chew on right here, right now. It was all the memories and everything for a whole year of my life and everything. And I couldn't toss that. So I had to keep it. And got into it and started getting nicer calendars. Because, I started out with, the Saturday Evening Post calendars that came free in the mail. And after that, it's like I started getting things that I really liked because I knew I was keeping them. And they really were journaling. And I loved that. I got so into it. It's like, I was excited to buy my calendar for the next year because that was my little journal. And I did that for many, many years until I got to the point where my vision was gone enough that I couldn't do it. How can I write it in a little box when I couldn't even see it in a little freaking little box, It just didn't work, but whatever. So I stopped journaling. I could not, for the life of me, get into the idea of electronic journaling. For some reason, it didn't seem sincere or true because electronically, hey, you can backspace and edit and move things around, and it's not the same thing as when that ink hits the page, it's there. You know what I mean? So I stopped journaling. And that was some years ago. Recently, I'm back in school, and the past 2 quarters, I've had assignments of reflective journaling and experiential journaling. They were supposed to be on specific themes, or had objectives, and that was great, but hey, Thank you. That was great, but it got me journaling. I'd have to come home at night and write, get on the computer and just start going for it. But I was writing everything. I was journaling. I truly was journaling, and I didn't realize it until finally my professor came back at me and he's like, you're a really good writer and I love your stories and I love reading all of this, but you don't need to write so much. Can you just stick to the objective that is assigned? And it's like, oh, am I doing that? Okay, what do you know? I did not realize it. So I got better at that and, keeping my subjects down to where they're supposed to be. But it did get me thinking, and I really realized that I was journaling and I was acceptably, it was acceptable what I was doing because, wow, I can't talk sometimes. I was getting my thoughts down and everything, and yes, it was electronic, but it was okay. So I was enjoying that, but the only reason I did it was because I had to, because it was for the class. So then I started thinking some more about it, and what is this that we're doing here? YouTube, Facebook, blogging, listservs. We're putting our thoughts out there. We're putting our feelings out there. It's going to the universe. And anybody can retrieve this any time in the future. It's there. It stays there. This is journaling. If any of you have ever seen the movie The Last Starfighter, it's a real oldie, but it's such a cool movie. I wish somebody would put it on YouTube or Netflix or someplace. But when the guy went out into space, with the aliens and stuff, the aliens that he met knew all about Earth and humans because they had received the broadcast of the 20th century TV. Not real intelligent shows either. So what are we portraying to the universe? And that's the thing, is how do we know who is watching this? When we put our words out there, when we're making these things, they're going out for anybody to see, for anybody to experience. And it's cool, it's scary, it's whatever you want to think of it, but it's permanent, it's journaling. And that's what we kind of need to think about. So I am so sorry she's doing this. I think it's distracting me more than anything. But so I think that even when you think you're not a journaler, you probably are. Even if you don't make YouTube videos, think about what you do. What is it that you're doing that is causing a way to pass on your thoughts and feelings to someone else? How by children, grandchildren, friends, the universe, whatever. It's being passed on to someone. So that's something to think about, that you're probably journaling. If you do all of this consideration and reflection and find that, no, I'm really not journaling, then you know what? Try and figure a way that you could journal. And if you think, I'm not good with putting down words, paint, draw. They don't need to be masterpieces. We're not talking that you have to get yourself into the Louvre. We're talking about you're expressing yourself. Do that. And that is journaling. You know something I used to do? I forgot about this. I used to get sketchbooks that I carried around with me all the time. I would doodle in them, I'd draw in them, I'd write poetry, I'd write short stories. Sometimes I'd just write my feelings and everything. But I always had a little sketchbook with me. Do that. If you want to show it to someone, show it to them. If you don't want to show it to them, don't show it to them. It's yours. If you want to do it and then Afterwards, tear out the page, throw it in the fire. That's fine. That's another thing I used to do. The yellow notepads. If I ever was extremely bothered by something and I couldn't handle those, the legal yellow notepads. Chinsey talk about, but yeah, I would write down all my thoughts on those and then I'd tear up the papers, but I'd get my thoughts out of me. That's journaling. Journaling doesn't have to be permanent. It's great when it is, but it's whatever's right for you. So if you don't journal, look at it and see if you're sure you don't journal. And if you really, really don't, think about a way that you can incorporate journaling into your life, because it is a good thing. Martha Stewart. So, yep. That's all I got to say about that, Forrest. You guys have a really good day, really good night. And the sun is out right now, even though we have been supposed to have thunderstorms all day. So who knows what tomorrow is going to bring. But whatever it brings to you, find a way to enjoy it. Maybe write about it. Okay? So have fun. Love ya.